Sekali lagi Riko bisa?
Halo.
Oke, thank you Riko. Yang lainnya yang belum menyalakan kamera, ini slide yang kelima, silahkan. Yang belum menyalakan, slide yang kelima mana? Ini ada 11 slide ya, karena mahasiswanya terus bertambah sampai 254. Wah, sampai 11 slide. Yang belum menyalakan silahkan. Karena ini terdokumentasikan teman-teman ya. Baik teman-teman, hari ini kita kedatangan tamu, yaitu Profesor Halimin Herjanto, beliau dari Texas, dan hari ini beliau hadir on-site ke Binus University. Terima kasih banyak ya Prof ya, sudah berkenan hadir. Kebetulan sedang roadshow juga di Indonesia ya. Beliau salah satu kolega dari Prodi Creative Partnership. Hari ini ingin melihat teman-teman, dan karena memang semester ini masih hybrid, tidak semuanya on-site, jadi sebagian besar ada di online ya Prof ya. Tetapi untuk next semester perlu diingat bahwa teman-teman nanti akan lebih banyak on-site. On-site ya, bukan online. Semester depan akan banyak on-site, jadi nanti kalau ketemu lagi Prof, kemungkinan akan ketemunya di aula, tidak di sini lagi ya Prof ya. Baik, hari ini pembicara kita akan menyampaikan materi berkaitan dengan ini dia, The Psychology of Entrepreneur. Mohon teman-teman nanti menyimak dengan baik materi yang akan disampaikan oleh Profesor Halimin, dan nanti di akhir seperti biasa sebelum jam 11 akan ada discuss, barangkali dari teman-teman seperti biasa ya, yang on-site juga ada di sini, want to discuss with a professor about the psychology of entrepreneur. Ya, okay. That's the opening. Oh ya, today's also we invite our lecturers. Di sini sudah hadir saya sendiri Doni Purnama Alamsah, lalu ada Ibu Mulyanika Magatri, and then we have also Ibu Mira Rustine, and also Bapak Idi Jahidi, who responsible to the subject of marketing management. Our lecturers ya, dosen kalian juga hari ini mengawasi kalian, jadi please stay tuned on this Zoom also on 11:12 ya. Baik, tanpa berpanjang-panjang saya invite, disilahkan untuk Profesor Prof. Halimin menyampaikan materinya. Mangga Prof. Camera? Oh, okay. Where's the camera? Is that the camera? Oh, I can just stand there. It's a lot easier for you. Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, okay, cool. So I'm a Justin Bieber for today. Good. Awesome. All right. Good. So do I need to have this microphone? All right. Oh, okay. All right, good. Yeah, doesn't matter. All right, so guys, welcome. And also welcome to all of you online. I am very delighted, very honored, as well as humble to be able to stand before you today. Before we start, let me ask, are you guys entrepreneur student? Good. Or marketing students, right? Good. So what about online? Are you guys entrepreneurship student as well, or marketing student? If you do, please give me a thumbs up or whatever, wave hand. Okay, most of them? Okay, good, awesome. Right, all right, so today everyone, I would like to share some of my understanding about entrepreneur. But before that, please give me some time to thank you professors here, specifically Professors Kamagatri, who has been very kindly invited me to share my knowledge with you, as also your Professor Doni here. Maybe some of you also guess from my name, Halimin Harjanto. So he must be Indonesian somehow, correct? Well, yes and no. So I was born in a small town called Tasikmalaya. It's not too far from here. It's about 3-4 hours, right? How many of you been to Tasikmalaya? Have you been to Tasikmalaya? No? How about you guys online? Have you been to Tasikmalaya? If you do, please raise your hand or whatever, wave or thumbs up. Okay, good. So I can lie about Tasikmalaya. Awesome. Oh yeah, you did. Good. All right. Saferio, is that what your name? Saferio? Okay, Saferio, are you originally from Tasikmalaya?
No, sir.
No?
I'm originally from Bandung, but I had cousin at Tasikmalaya.
Oh, okay. All right, good. So I must be careful then. Somebody knows about Tasikmalaya now. All right, so welcome, Saferio. All right. Yes, I was born in Tasikmalaya, but I've been away from Indonesia for nearly 30 years. So I spent my adulthood in a number of countries, such as New Zealand, Australia, Japan, and now in the United States of America. So I am Indonesian as default, but I am a New Zealander as a nationality. Okay, and I'm also a dual citizen with American. So when you said I'm Indonesian, yes, I'm part of Indonesia, and I love Indonesia very much. I love Bandung. I used to live in Bandung way before you were born. In 1988, I was here. So I was surprised that Bandung has changed a lot. And I took my wife walk last night, and I said, oh gosh, let's go back to the hotel, because I just totally forget about this town. Pretty beautiful city. Anyway, so that's about me, okay? As an entrepreneur, everyone, okay, as an entrepreneur, we understand that entrepreneur is very important for the countries, isn't it? Do you agree with that? That entrepreneurship is very important for the world? You agree? Good. What about online student? How many of you are agree with my statement? Whether good. Okay, Jerry, why do you think that you agree with my statement? Jerry? Oh, okay. Anyone? Why do you think that you agree with my statement? Why do you think that entrepreneurship is very important for the country all over the world? Any guess? Come on in, ladies. Why do you think that entrepreneurship is very important for any countries in the world? Not sure? All right, that's okay. So entrepreneurship is very important for any country in the world for two main reasons. One, financial, and second is a social. Financially, that every country in the world will receive a significant amount of money from that entrepreneurs through taxation. That's very important, isn't it? And why do you think that country needs to have some income from tax? Why do you think that countries need to have some tax? Anyone?
For income.
For income, agreed. Yes, remember, country needs to have some income to build roads, bridges, airport, and so on and so forth, correct? So this is very important. And the biggest contribution to tax in the world is the entrepreneurship. That's number one. Socially, entrepreneurship also help us, okay, to reduce what we call it unemployment, okay? So we reduce the unemployment as much as we can. So what is the impact of less unemployment rate? Anyone can help me? What is the biggest impact of low unemployment rate for any countries in the world? Crime rate, isn't it? Crime rate will be down. Look at Bandung. Bandung is a very big city, isn't it? I don't know how many millions people live here in Bandung. Just say if 50%, half of people who live in Bandung has no job, what will happen? It's chaos, isn't it? You will see a lot of Pak Ogah on the street. You will see a lot of beggars in the street, right? It will be chaos. But entrepreneurship, on the other hand, provide the opportunity for those people to have some job, isn't it? So entrepreneurship is very important, financially and socially. And that's why your President Jokowi said that I would like to focus to help this UMKM. Is it UMKM? Usaha menengah, what is it called? Usaha menengah ke atas, menengah ke dikit. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean, right? Okay, so that's why President Jokowi tried to focus to help that UMKM to BUMN, isn't it? By Erick Thohir. Simply because to help the country to build that sumber daya manusia, correct? So entrepreneurship is very important. Now, but interestingly enough, when we discuss entrepreneurship all over the world, including here in Indonesia, every single university will discuss entrepreneurship from particular angles. For example, we discuss strategies, correct? We discuss about tactics, the benefits, and so on and so forth. But very less likely or very limited that universities around the world talk about the other side of the entrepreneur, which is the psychology. Now, why do you think that we need to learn psychology, everyone? Anyone on the online as well? Why do you think that we need to learn psychology?
To understand human behavior.
Exactly, to understand human being. Agreed, well done. Yes, because we as a human being, we are the one who run the entrepreneurship, isn't it? That's why we are called as an entrepreneur, right? So it is very important. Now, thank you. So, guys, I have a few questions for you then, okay? And let's start with my first question. What is an entrepreneur? So, I believe that all of you either a marketing student or entrepreneur students, right? So, I would like to know, what is an entrepreneur according to you? Remember, there is no right or wrong answer. And I will not come to get you to bite you. Trust me. So what is an entrepreneur to everyone? Somebody on the online would like to, yep. Is it William or William?
Oh, you can call me William, sir.
All right. So, all right, William. So would you be able to help me?
Okay. In my opinion and in my experience, an entrepreneur is about buying and selling in this world.
All right, buying and selling. Awesome. Anyone else online would like to add or to argue?
An individual who owns a business, an enterprise.
Oh, okay, cool. So building an enterprise. Thank you, Muhammad. Anyone else?
To manage my cash flow.
Say that again.
To manage my cash flows.
Oh, okay, cool. Managing cash flow. Awesome. All right. What about you guys here on site? What is an entrepreneur to you? What is it? Don't look at me. Right? All right. All right, good. That's fine. Yes, you're right. So entrepreneurs can be any answer that you just mentioned, right? So now we understand that when we discuss entrepreneur, the concept of entrepreneur is very multidimensional, right? Everybody has their own concept. Everybody has own understanding. However, if you are asking my own personal, definition of entrepreneurship, then I am totally agreed with a guy called Tim Ferriss. Okay, and he said, entrepreneur is not a simple person who owns a business. So entrepreneur, according to him, is not a businessman though. But who are they then? To him, entrepreneur is somebody who makes things happen. So what does it mean? So that means it's bigger, isn't it? If you just only doing business, you just open the store from 7 to 9 or 7 to 5, close the store, go home. So that is opening the business, isn't it? And according to this guy, that's not an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is bigger than that. Entrepreneur is somebody who is going to make something from nothing. So if we look at this statement, entrepreneur is huge, isn't it? So we need to have something in our mind. How can we build something from nothing? Isn't it? So that is entrepreneur. That is why most of the entrepreneurs, especially successful entrepreneurs, they are going to be very wealthy, isn't it? They're rich, very veritable, their wallet very veritable, right? That's why there is a movie called A Crazy Rich Asian. And it's true, isn't it? Why can they do that? Because they do something correctly. They create something from nothing, isn't it? So that's entrepreneur. Are you guys agree with that? I mean, I agree with them. And feel free to disagree with me, okay? Because I'm not the one who are going to give you a grade. So don't worry about that, okay? All right, so online students, are you agree with that?
Sure.
Awesome, cheers. All right, cool. So I have another question for you. The next question is another simple question. Why do you want to become an entrepreneur? Previously, I have 4 answers from online students. So I am expecting at least 3 from you here. So what? So why do you think that you guys would like to become an entrepreneur? Anyone would like to give me some answer for it? Why would you like to become an entrepreneur?
So we can work anytime we want.
Oh, cool. You would like to have a freedom like me. Awesome. Well done, Billy. Who else? Yes, Muhammad. What do you think?
The reason why I want to become an entrepreneur is basically I wanted to at least could solve a problem that my community has, and I want to uplift the economy around me.
Wow, that's a noble one. That's a biggie. Awesome. Anyone else? Online?
Maybe.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Good. Awesome. Okay, because I want to be a successful through my business, through an entrepreneur. Awesome. Cool. And I want to do my own ideas and implement it into the world. Wow, that's perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. What about you guys here? Give me at least one. You would like to be rich, wealthy. Oh yeah, me too. Awesome. Good. Awesome. Agreed. So look at this. We have different reasons why we would like to be an entrepreneur, isn't it? But from the studies, okay, and that's correct. That's correct. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But some studies suggest that the main reason why people would like to become an entrepreneur are, here we go. Some of them are here. Can have a boss. I would like to become a boss. Who would like to become a boss here? Anyone would like to become your own boss? Yeah, I don't like to work for somebody else. That's why I become a teacher, right? And then easily bored. Remember, as an entrepreneur, you will have no same day. You will have different day every day. Too creative and so on and so forth. So there are so many reasons, including your reason. Okay? Now, I have my last question for today. Okay? And my last question for today is, how do you become a successful entrepreneur? Anyone? Jovan, you raise your hand. How do you become a successful entrepreneur? Okay, Mohammed, how do you become? Yep, go ahead.
How do I exactly become a successful entrepreneur? Is basically by enjoying the process of trial and error and do it again, and trying to fix what is broken on my business.
Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Yep. You would like to have your continuous improvement. Awesome. And Kenneth?
I think that we have to find an idea or a job that we love first and then we have to enjoy it. If we don't enjoy it, we cannot become successful, because if we don't enjoy it, we cannot work 100%.
Good, good. You would like to have your own creativity and ingenuity. Well done. Awesome. Anyone else online?
Consistency.
Consistency. Love it. Exactly. Consistency. Perseverance. Cool. And what about here? Oh gosh, don't look at us, right? How about you guys? How would you like to become an entrepreneur? How can you make yourself successful? Focus. Exactly. Exactly. So we have focus, we have initiative, we have, ingenuity, and so on and so forth. They are all things that we need. Now, some studies also suggest successful, entrepreneur, they do have a different habits. Okay. Now, and here are some habits that research suggests. Here we go. One of them is create a routine. Like one of your friends said, consistency, isn't it? We need to consistently work on your work. How many of you are from business family background? Please raise your hand if you are from business family background. No one? No one? Oh, Kenneth. Okay, good. Mohammed, Jovan, 3 of you. Okay. What? All right. What about here? What are your family doing? If you don't mind answering my question. Your parent working for somebody, or your parent have your own business? What do your parent do? No parents? Because no answer? Okay. All right, that's fine. All right. So here we go, guys. So this study suggests,
in order for us to become successful entrepreneur, we need to build our own habit, the positive and strong habit. One of them is consistent. Second of them is keep the morning for the toughest project. The morning here, it doesn't mean like 10 o'clock in the morning, but the time when you start working on your project. Look at the MidTech Tech that just opened at 5 o'clock right in the front of your campus. They just started at 5 o'clock. That is their morning. Make sense? So when you work on your morning, that means that you still have a fresh mind, fresh idea. So you can focus like what you said, you can put your effort, you can put your ideas, and then most of the time, and hopefully that you will have a better and, more positive outcomes. So that's what we want. And then thirdly, work out and meditate. Why do we need to have this kind of workout? Simply because as an entrepreneur that you are required to have a very strong stamina. Think about it. If you look at some entrepreneurs, they will be in office from early morning, probably 7 o'clock, they already open the store. And at 9 o'clock or maybe 11 o'clock at night, they're still doing their work. They need to have a very strong stamina. But in order for us to have the strong stamina, we also need to have a very strong psychology. We need to meditate. How many of you go to gym or do some sport? Work out? No one? Okay. How about meditate? Go to church, go to a mosque, go to temple, something like that. Did you guys go there? Okay, so that's another key to become a good entrepreneur. Also, give a head start to tomorrow today. That's mean planning. We have a plan for tomorrow. What are we gonna do tomorrow? Is there any big plan that we have to do tomorrow? And so on and so forth. And then further on, schedule time for revenue generating activities, which means that we need to be able to split what we're going to do today, tomorrow, and so on and so forth. Because remember, everybody has 24/7 a day, isn't it? You don't have any more time than me. You still have 24 hours. So we have to use that hours effectively, and so on and so forth. Now, let me pause a second here. Do you have any question? Oh, I love teaching Indonesian students. So quiet. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. In the States, everyone, they don't even give me a time to finish my speech. They ask me a lot of questions. I love it here. Maybe I should try to find a job at Linus. Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So would you please? All right. Oh, yes, sir. In my life, I think in the morning more fresh, better than afternoon, night for working. Yep. Good on you. You are pretty much like me. We are an early bird. Awesome. Study well at Venus University and also build a positive community. Well done. Well done, Jovan. I want to open many jobs for human. Oh, wow. Even better. You should help some Ukrainian as well. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So, all right. Now, the next slide here, I have a video here. It's about like 8 minutes long. Okay. And I would like you to watch this. But before I show this video to you, I would like to give you some brief explanation on these videos. So this video is about a student from Colombia, a female student who won the International Entrepreneur Award. And she was invited to attend United Nations Young Entrepreneur in United Nations headquartered in New York City. At the same time that she was invited to provide some talks at the TED Talks event. Have you heard about TED Talk before? Okay, that's a very nice time. So if you have time, look at the TED Talk series on YouTube that you will learn a lot. So let's see what she has to say about entrepreneurs, okay? Let's watch. think that's yeah. Oh, there's no sound. Supposed to be the sound.
Ever since I was little, I have always enjoyed reading.
So while we're waiting
about how
for
successful
the
businesses have been created
for you
and the way
professor to
entrepreneurs
fix this
have shaped the
sounds.
world.
By
I'm
the
quite
way,
passionate.
Maria has a very a sad story from her background, but she pulled out herself to become one of the best young entrepreneur students. So guys, I just would like to let you know, here in the world right now, there are so many opportunities for each and every one of you to get some award. Who knows, I will meet you somewhere in the United States. How many of you would like to go to the United States? No one. Good. All right. Awesome. William and Mohammed, you guys would like to go to the United States. Awesome. So I'll meet you wherever in the United States. United States are now providing a lot of grants or a lot of scholarship to everyone. So guys, this is your chance to get that scholarship. Okay? Or maybe I just leave it and then you guys can just share it with them. Good. That's awesome. So let's watch it together, right? And then see what we can learn from her. That's okay.
Ever since I was little, I have always enjoyed reading stories about how successful businesses have been created and the way entrepreneurs have shaped the world. I'm quite passionate about this subject, which is why I'm doing this talk, to nurture this passion in you. I was once reading a book in my history class, and I found the definition of a pioneer. It said that a pioneer is one who ventures into unknown or unclaimed territory to settle. I started to think of the similarities between a pioneer and an entrepreneur. I saw in them a similar type of behavior in which they both dared to do things that others didn't even try. The idea of studying the psychology behind entrepreneurship came to my mind while I was making this comparison. Iconic figures like Leonardo da Vinci came to my mind while I was making this comparison. You may wonder, how was Da Vinci an entrepreneur? Well, during the time that he worked as an artist, everyone was focused on painting two-dimensional canvases. But he took a step with aeronautics and created an image of the very first human-powered flight device, long before any other human gained interest in this area. Not only was Da Vinci a remarkable artist, but a pioneer who innovated the study of aeronautics. Now I know that what characterizes pioneers, but most specifically entrepreneurs, is their strong mind with very distinctive psychological traits. Think of daring to venture into the unknown, taking a first step and going against the odds. A decision that is very difficult for many, since most people are afraid of failure. However, true entrepreneurs are willing to take these risks because they correlate failure with the opportunity to grow. Take, for example, a flower. You take a pot, you add soil to it, then you add a seed into the soil, and you patiently wait for it to grow. But it's not always that easy, right? We often run into obstacles that could limit our ability to reach our goals. In this case, maybe there's not enough soil or you're not putting enough water. I have learned that the important thing is not to wait for the flower to grow, but to learn how to overcome each and every one of the obstacles. Life is like planting a flower, and it's up to you to make it blossom to its full potential. Along with the way entrepreneurs view failure, there are other psychological traits that differentiate their behavior from the one of others. These traits are the following. First, perseverance, what it takes to never give up when surpassing obstacles in the path to success. It is clear that giving up is extremely easy and is something that we could do regularly. But when one is perseverant and does not surrender, can achieve unimaginable things. It is to have determination, such a strong vocation or desire that you do everything to achieve it. Kiran Mazumdar Shaw once dreamt of studying medicine, but she failed the exam for medical school. Her plans had changed, and so she decided to become a professional brewmaster. But this was a male-dominated industry in India, and so no one would hire her. So she decided to take a step with creating industrial enzymes. She created a company called Biocon. Nowadays, she has more than 7,000 employees, and Biocon is Asia's biggest producer of insulin. How did she achieve all of this? By being perseverant and not giving up despite of the multiple obstacles that she faced. Second, risk-taking. More than just being adventurous when taking risks, it's what it takes to be open to risk. One must take their chances and go against the odds so that they can achieve the unexpected. This is why entrepreneurs are not carried by the tide, they swim against it. An example of someone who swam against the tide is James Dyson, who saw potential in a vacuum cleaner. He created a vacuum cleaner, which soon became a bestseller. But on this process, he had to run through multiple risks. The first one was that when he was about to release his product and was looking for manufacturers, none were interested, and so he had to become a manufacturer himself. This wasn't an easy job, nor it was cheap, since he had to borrow 900,000 with his house on the line. Then, when he was about to expand his production site, he wasn't allowed, and so he had to move his production site all the way to Malaysia. This meant that he had lost 500 employees and had to start over in a place very different to Britain. After everything that he went through, James says that he liked living on the edge. All those years that his house was in hock to the bank, he liked the danger. The idea that everything depended on getting the next product right in every way. His openness to risk did pay off at the end. Third, self-confidence. It's simple. Believe in yourself. A type of light that guides entrepreneurs through the dark. It's like to have the traits. Entrepreneurs need to have a strong confidence within themselves and their ideas. If they're not confident about their ideas, then who will invest in them? But to do this, they must think ahead of others. Instead of going around bragging to others about what they're about to do, entrepreneurs focus on actually doing this first. It's to play offense instead of defense. Sarah Blakely is the founder of Spanx, one of the most successful manufacturers of underwear. She now has a net worth of 1 billion and has been ranked in lists like Time 100. But not everything was this good. At her mid-20s, Sarah was not living her best life. Her idea of creating Spanx came simply by creating a list of the things that she was good and not good at. The one thing that was on the column of the list that she was good at was sales. So she believed in her idea and her ability to sell things and decided to start selling a product that wasn't already being sold. She was able to create Spanx simply because she believed in her ability to sell things. Last but not least, adaptability to change. What it takes to respond to changes. It is obvious that the demands of today will not be the same as those of yesterday or those of tomorrow. And so as demands change, entrepreneurs need to find a way to comply with them. This is a trait that dates back to as early as human evolution. Charles Darwin, one of the greatest scientists of all time, proposed a theory which stated, "It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change." When responding to this shows that being responsive to change has been a key trait for humans throughout history. Reed Hastings was capable of inventing a business that killed Blockbuster, which was the dominant business of that time. This was because he found a way of creating a business in which one could rent movies through mail, instead of renting the physical DVD in stores. But his vision went far beyond this, and so he decided to invest in streaming. His investment in streaming led to the creation of Netflix, which is now a major player in the television industry. Funny story, my grandmother once told me that she managed to cope with the absence of my grandfather thanks to Netflix. What I'm trying to say with all of this is that entrepreneurship is not necessarily for those with a high IQ or a supernatural talent, but it is simply for those who nurture these traits and have the right mindset. This is why they are not only the right equipment for success in business, but a great tool for life. This is not a motivational speech. I'm just saying that once you have the right mindset, you can start to achieve more things. It's like athletes building their muscles. Once they have worked out and their muscles are fit, they can compete and have more chances of winning. Build your psychological muscles and go for it. You don't have to create the next Fortune 500 company or be in the cover of Forbes magazine. You just have to start small, pursue your passion, and achieve the things that you are determined to achieve. Thank you.
So, what can we learn from her? So, if somebody asks you to summarize what she said in one word, what will you give that word to me? What is entrepreneur based on her speech? What is it? It might be different between one and the other. Yes, Jason. Which one is it? Dominica Evelyn. What do you think? Okay. So about you? I think entrepreneur is about process, isn't it? Entrepreneur is about process. It's not about today and tomorrow, but it's about the process, how to get there. She mentioned there are so many things within that process, like perseverance, risk-taking, adaptability, self-confidence, and so on and so forth, right? So that's a process. A process for you to build your own business empire. Now, as an entrepreneur, everyone, that we do have our own dreams, right? Let me ask this to each and every one of you. If you are an entrepreneur or in marketing, what is your main goal as an entrepreneur, as a businessman? What is your main goal? What about you, ladies? What is your main goal? Graduated and get married? Is that what you want? What is your, okay, William, what is your main goal, my friend?
Okay, thank you, sir. In my goals is give a big impact for others to this world.
All right, good. So you would like to give back to the community. But how are you going to be able to give it back to the community then? As a businessman. What is your main goal? How many of, let me ask this one then. How many of you would like to have your own business? Please raise your hand if you would like to have your own business. Here you go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. All right. Awesome. 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 Good. What about you? Do you guys would like to have your own business? Okay, good. So we agreed as a businessman, one of our goals is probably to open our own business, correct? Is that true? Yeah? I don't know what that business is, but the main thing is that I would like to have our own business, isn't it? For many reasons. Now, the question is, are you ready to open your own business? Just say, if I have $1 million now, and I said to you, hey, you guys, that you are a smartest student at business, and I'd like to give this $1 million to invest in you. Okay? How many of you are ready to take my money to invest in your business? Are you guys ready? No? Hey, golden chance will never come twice. All right, so let's have fun then. Let's have fun. Yannick, can you just please take it? Let's have fun, everyone. Okay, let's wait. Okay, now let's have fun. Everyone, I don't know if you also can do it online, but if you do, what I'd like you to do, each and every one of you, including everyone here in this particular class, to take out your cell phone and please point your camera to this QR. And then this QR will take you to this particular website, okay? In this particular website that you can have fun. There are 25 questions, okay? There are 25 questions that you can do in this particular website. And they are going to give you some clue whether you are ready to open your business today. Okay. Can you get this QR though? Come down here. Come down here. You get it? Good. So you will have 25 questions, all right? You will have 25 questions and then you can start working on it and see what did you get at the end, all right? And also, if you are online student, if you can do it, that's awesome. Otherwise, just wait for a second. Yeah, they can do this QR code. Now, I just would like to let you know at the very end that you will have some kind of answer. They will tell you whether you are actually ready to open your own business today. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? Online student, can you do that as well?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Let's try. Every time I do this exercise, that class will be silent like this. So, like in a hospital. Silent. Good. All right, I'll give you a few more minutes and see how it goes, okay?
Good job. So what about in online? Have you done it? How many of you have done it?
I have.
Okay, what did you get?
I'm not a natural.
You are a natural.
I'm not.
You are not natural. Okay, cool. No problem. Anyone else?
Yes, sir.
What did you get?
I only to see the a sentence, sir. No.
Oh, okay. No worries. You can redo it later. All right, Billy. So
Okay.
there's nothing to worry. Okay. So here you go, guys. So you some of you got you were born as an entrepreneur. Some of you probably got that you are natural, or some of you got you are not natural, and so on and so forth. What does it mean? So that's mean that you are on the different stages. But it doesn't mean that you are not talented, okay? You are all talented, just only the timing when you can do it. So this is how we can do some kind of self-test, whether we are ready to open our own business or not. So you can do it again later in your own time. So guys, as an entrepreneur, I always try to learn from the global successful entrepreneur, and that is Mr. Sir Richard Branson. Do you know him? Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a very wealthy guy who owns the Virgin Group. He's from UK. He has airlines. He has hotels, music, everything you name it. Okay, and according to him, entrepreneurship is about turning what excites you in life into capital so that you can do more of it and move forward with it. So if I can translate this statement, I believe to become an entrepreneur that you really love what you're doing. You need to have your passion excite you. When you wake up in the morning that you cannot wait to start working on it. I can tell you, I have been working in a number of different jobs before I become a professor. And I love being professor. Every morning that I wake up, I know what I'm going to do. I love it. So that's what we need as an entrepreneur. Yeah. So when we love what we're going to do, then what happens is that we are ready. We are ready for the challenges. We are not worried, isn't it? So that will create some kind of a psychological needs with us. So with that, everyone, what type of psychological thing that we need to know? One of them is the personality. There are a number of personality traits that we need to have to become a good entrepreneur. One of them is the need for achievement, the eagerness to success. You would like to become successful. If you would like to become successful, then what happens? Whatever it is that you are going to do it. Like a song said, there is no mountain high enough for me to climb, isn't it? Because what? Because this is what it is. If you read Ciputra founders, if you read Lipo founders, they came from nothing. They came from scratch, isn't it? But now, both of them are listed as two most influential and rich Asian in the world, isn't it? Believe it or not, from zero to hero. So we need to have that need for achievement, eagerness, and then locus of control. In other words, that you believe that you can do it. You believe that you can control the situation. How many of you easily to get panic here? How many of you get panic easily? Just say that your professor said, hey, today you will have a pop quiz. Oh, shoot, I haven't learned before. What should I do? Did you get panic? Yeah. That's normal. But in the entrepreneur, that you will see that panic every day, isn't it? Because you will face these challenges every day. So you need to build this what kind of
what we can say locus of control, something that you control the situation, control yourself. And then autonomy, your ability to do something without anyone supervising you. And then self-efficacy, your ability to do your work done properly. Innovativeness, your creativity. That's why, like Tim Harris said, businessman or entrepreneur is somebody who builds something from nothing, isn't it? Creativity. You are all creative, a lot more creative than us, older generations. Look at you. And then stress tolerant. How many of you think that stress is your middle name? How many of you easily to get stressed? No? Good. I don't feel stressed until my publication was rejected, right? Don't you think? I mean, if you're a professor, you know that. Even though I still felt very happy with that, I said, yeah, whatever, right? So stress is all day. You will face stress anytime, anything, right? But we need to control it. As the entrepreneur, that you will face this stress all day. And lastly, is a risk taking. How many of you think that you are a risk taker? Are you a risk taker? You're pemberani? Are you a pemberani? Let's do it first. How many of you do that? Good. It's very important as an entrepreneur that you are going to invest your money, time and effort for something that you don't know whether that's going to work or not. Isn't it? Risk taker, that's important. Then what else do we need to understand in addition to personality? And that is the need. Can you just show everything? And yes, if you can just show everything. Yeah. So there are 5 needs that we need to have to understand here. Maslow suggests that we as a human being, that we have this hierarchy of needs. First of all is physiological, or the need of our shelter, our food, and our clothing. Okay? All of us. Now, everybody have clothing. Everybody have house, right? Shelter. And you guys also have your breakfast before you come here, correct? So you got everything. Now, according to Maslow, in order to become an entrepreneur, that first of all, we need to fulfill this. If you're hungry, if you don't have any shelter, and if you don't have any clothes, that you will not become an entrepreneur. Because what? Because you still think your basic need. Yeah? Me, I cannot think if I'm hungry. I don't know with you. When I'm in America, okay, no matter what time it is, if it's hungry, I just drive and get my fried chicken. Here in Indonesia, Bandung is very lovely. I just can go down and get a lot of tukang tek-tek, right? Right? It's very easy. Over there, oh no, I have to drive at least 10 miles. All right? So we need to fix this one first. Once we fulfill this physiological need, then what happens? Then your entrepreneur talent just kick on. Because what? Because this is the safety need. The need to have the security for the businessman or the businesswoman. We would like to start our business in the place when we can see safety, isn't it? Because what? Because if we cannot see any safety in that business, nobody will buy your products. Don't you think? How many of you would like to build or open your store in Ukraine right now? While every day Russia just send their troop and then missile and bombs. Do you think that a customer will come to your store and buy and say, hey, I would like to buy your things? No, they will run for their life, right? So first of all, safety. But not only that, but safety on your investment as well. Then what? Then love, belongingness. You and me as a human being, we are a social creature. We need to have somebody in our life, correct? If you don't trust me, let me ask this. How many of you have social media account here? Nobody? Tell me about that. I think everybody here have more than one account, isn't it? one for boyfriend number one for boyfriend number two, one for boyfriend number three, and so on and so forth, right? Why do we need to have that social media, everyone? Why is it? Because that relation.
There's an information in social media.
Exactly, Kenneth. Let me ask you, Kenneth, do you upload some pictures on your social media?
I rarely upload, to be honest.
Okay, you did not or you did?
I did, but
Okay.
just
Good.
it's a long time ago.
Good. All right. So this question is for everybody. So when you upload your picture or your post, how many of you will check later on the day how many like, how many comment, how many thumbs up, and something like that? And how many of you feel very gutted, very disappointed at the end of the day when you post your picture, nobody like it? Yeah, you will say, I will unfriend them. Right? Why? Why is it? Because we need to be with anybody else. In business, this is what we call networking. We need to have a strong networking in business, right? And then esteem. Esteem is the respect. We would like to have a respect, isn't it, from our circle. So if you are an entrepreneur, why you would like to become a success? Because you would like to be able to influence others. You would like to become the best of it so you can get that respect, isn't it? But look at the successful entrepreneur. They actually looking at the highest need, which is self-actualization. They try to conquer, they try to challenge themselves that they can do better than what they have. Look at this conglomerate. Is it we call it conglomerate? Do we still call them conglomerate? Okay. This Taipan, this business owner, they have real estate, they have restaurant business, they have every single business that you can name it, isn't it? Why? Because they would like to challenge to themselves that they can do it. So that's self-actualization. So as the entrepreneurs, you need to understand all these needs, isn't it? Does it make sense to everyone? Yeah. Any question online, students? No? Okay. Then let's move on to the next slide. The other thing that we need to understand, or the other factors of other psychological factor are, let's say, okay, it's a social precondition. In other words, we need to have our education. So, okay, let me ask you, why are you here at Venus? Why are you here? You spend a lot of money here. Why are you here? A very stupid question, isn't it? Why are you here at Venus? Why you are not stay at home and sleep? Watch Netflix? Text your boyfriend or girlfriend? Or go to Jakarta? Having fun?
One way to build our future is to learn more. And one of the place to learn is business.
Exactly. Because you are building yourself a kind of a knowledge, isn't it? A knowledge that can prepare you to become a successful business owner. And this is very important because education not only will learn some knowledge, but also how to analyze. Also, we need to prepare our mental abilities. In other words, how we need to retain our understanding. How can we memorize it? And then the experience. This is very important. How many of you would like to take some kind of internship at the end of this semester? No? How many of you need to take internship before you graduate? You need? Why? Why do you need to take internship? Or why would you like to take internship? Good. Well done, Andrew. Yes, practicing. Now, my question to you, Andrew, if you don't mind me asking, are you coming from business background? Or they do own their own business, correct? All right. Now, my question to you is, do you help them? Good. So good. So that is another kind of experience, isn't it? Experience is very important because experience is hands-on. So you will be able to tweak what you learn from the school. And finally is the model in family. In other words, that you will be able to see who is your role model, who is your idol. To me, is Richard Branson. Look at him. He, to me, is the cool dude, isn't it? He's the old guy, but he's cool. Don't you think he has a very nice catamaran, a nice sailing boat? I love sailing. He's very cool. He's partying hard, but at the same time, he works hard, isn't it? To me, that's an idol. So we need to have that idol to look up in order for us to imitate and learn from them. And then there are also some other factors we need to understand. One of them is the affective, our feeling. First is the passion, a strong feeling towards something, don't you think? Let me ask you, what's your name, man? Fahmi. Ahmi. Oh, Rahmi, I'm so sorry, I'm deaf. Okay, Rahmi, let me ask you. What type of business would you like to have in the future? What business? Oh, food. All right, good. I love food. Why? Good. Like cooking? Right. So you have a passion. You really like cooking. If your parents said, Fahmi, don't cook anymore, what will you do? Will you cook silently? Yeah. Because that's your passion. You like it. So if you have that passion and then you apply it to the entrepreneur, that you feel that is your hobby, isn't it? But now you like cooking, and then your parents said, no, Fahmi, don't open the F&B, but now you need to sell tires, car tires. You said, oh yeah, whatever. I don't know about that. I guarantee about a year and two, you said, okay, mom, I gave up, right? But cooking, you said, oh, okay, let me do something else. Let me open my cafe. Let me put my coffee and so on and so on, because you have that passion. You love it. Make sense? So passion is very important. And then your feeling, positive and negative feeling. You and I have emotions, don't you think? And emotion is very important. Think about this. How many of you sad this morning? Or how many of you feel happy this morning? All right, let me rephrase it. Why do you think when you go to Pascal 23, you will hear a very easy listening music rather than hard rock music? Why do you think that they play that, easy listening music? Like Cinta Cinta, this kind of stuff. Why is it?
To make us feel comfortable.
Exactly, Nicholas. Yes, Nick, to make us comfortable. When we feel comfortable, then what happens? We feel positive, isn't it? When we feel positive, then what happens? Your wallet, you will be easily spend your money, isn't it? That's what it is. So same thing with the entrepreneur. So we need to have that positive emotions, isn't it? Don't look at everything negative. Oh yeah, mom, dad, I cannot do that. It's too difficult for me. That's negative. So we need to have and focus on the positive side. And then self-efficacy, we have discussed about that. And entrepreneur orientation, that I would like to do it. So there's another one that we need to understand. And then the next slide will show you the cognitive side of it. our thinking process. Our thinking process also will affect how we are becoming a successful businessman. One of them is your knowledge. Knowledge that you learn from school, isn't it? Now, guys, this is very important for you. When you learn from the school, not only you learn the education here, but you also networking, isn't it? Who knows, in the 5 years time, somebody who sit next to you becoming a CEO of somebody. So this is very important for us to understand. Also, more importantly to me is the tacit knowledge, the knowledge that we learn from our experience. So if you fail, don't cry. Fail actually is your success, but a little bit delayed. So don't worry about failure, because when you get failure, that you get the tacit knowledge, as well as practical intelligence, or in other words, we call it the street smart. Indonesia, I think cerdik ya. Is it cerdik? Like a cerita si kancil. When I was a kid, my mom always said, hey, you have to become a kancil. You have to be cerdik. So in other words, that you will be able to learn what is happening, and then you apply what you need to do to that's what's happening. And then you risk take, sensible. You have to have a sense to do it. And finally, biases. What is biases, everyone? What is bias? A prejudice, a wrong prejudices, okay? Now, how many of you, let me ask you here, how many of you have some kind of worry, not too sure when you apply or you enroll to business? How many of you 100% comfortable, I'll go to business? Or do you feel, oh gosh, I don't know who is becoming my friend. I don't know whether I can get some parking. How many of you feel that way? Do you feel that way? Yeah, me too. I remember when my mom kicked me out from Indonesia for the first time, I said, oh my goodness, I don't even know what the hell United States is, right? But now, 26 years later, I'm still there. So why is that? Because we are not designed, isn't it, to experience a new thing in the sudden time. We need to have a process. Make sense? But we are going to deal with that. And then the action characteristic. There are some more things that we need to do, like the personal initiative. What does it mean? That you would like to do it by yourself. That is your own idea. Like I think some of your friends said, it's about your idea. And then the goal, the vision, what you would like to achieve in the future. And then opportunities. That's why we need to have some networking, isn't it? Now, sometimes business opportunities not only coming from the market, but it's come from your network, isn't it? So searching for opportunities is very important. Now, I always say this to my student in United States. In order for you to pass to my class, that first and foremost, that you need to know at least 25% of your classmates. They said, why? Because I will give you a random group discussion. They said, oh no. I said, I don't care. How many of you like group work? Be honest. You hated it, right? Especially if you have somebody who are a joker, who doesn't want to work. Free riders, correct? But I don't care. I will gonna put you. Because in business, you are going to meet that kind of people, isn't it? You will not be able to say, hey, let me ask you one thing. I would like to work with you. I would like to deal business with you, but let me ask you, are you a free rider? Will you be able to ask that? No, right? In the business, you don't have that clue. So that's why I put my student to different people.
And students always come creatively to me. Oh, you know what? This is my family. I said, I don't care. Right? So this is what we need to do, everyone. Yeah, opportunities. And then information search. Today, there is no issue. Everybody have an ability to find information from Mr. Google, isn't it? How many of you have asked your grandparent or your parent nowadays if you have question? No. No. Who do you ask? Your cell phone. You Google, isn't it? So use that. Use that. It's very important information. Planning. Why should we plan? How many of you like planning? No one. No one. But planning is very important, especially in business. That's why they do have like a 3 years, 5 years plan. As well as perseverance. What is perseverance, everyone? Bung tomo. That's what I said. Pantang mundur, right? Work hard. Perseverance is very important. You fail one, that's fine. You woke up. Fail second, fine with me. And then, sooner or later, you cross the hump. You'll be okay. Seeking of needs. Why we need to seeking the needs, everyone? Why should we be different? Why should we be different? Why? As a businessman or businesswoman, why should you be different with others? Student online as well, why should you be different?
To be more impactful to the community.
How?
If we are different, we have less competitor and we have a product that no one else has. So it will have a big impact to the community.
Good, good, well done. So you said you would like to be unique, right? Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now look at you. Look at you. Look around you. Look around you. Is there anyone here in this class wearing the same clothes? Why? Is there any rule here at BINUS that everybody should wear different one? No? Is there any rule here at BINUS that say if you wear the similar one that I will punish you to pay $100 million or 100 million rupiah? No. But why are you different? Why? Have you ever thought about that? Because you would like to stand among the crowd. Because you would like to show who you are, isn't it? Let me tell you, when I am teaching in United States, I'm wearing batik like this. Honestly, I don't wear my necktie. I hate necktie. I wear like this. It's totally different. Students know, oh my goodness, this crazy professor is there. Cool, I said, you cannot run from me. Because it's different, isn't it? When you are different, people can easily identify you, specifically in business. You need to be different. Then, seeking resources, you need to be able to find where you can get this particular factor to help you. If you need some education, go to school. If you need some supplier, you need to find supply, and so on and so forth. And finally, deliberate practice. In other words, do it rather thinking, just do it, like Nike said. Just do it, isn't it? Now, let me ask you this. How many of you think that you are really good in putting on plan and then it's very difficult for us to apply? I do. When I was a kid like you, I always said to my mom, Mom, I promise you I'm not going to do it anymore. I will write everything. 5 minutes later, I'll do it again. Isn't it? In entrepreneurship, everyone, that we need to have a discipline. Okay? We need to have a discipline to do what we say. So deliberate practice is very important for us. And then the next one is the environment.
In addition to all stuff that I just mentioned to you, we also need to understand our environment that we are involved in. One of them, the life cycle of our product, of our business. Some of our business probably just like introduction, that your strategy will be different. And some of our business probably on the maturity that our strategy will be different. So we need to understand that. We also need to understand the dynamism. In other words, the trend of your business. Now, I remember 6 years ago that here in Indonesia, one of the fashion trend was wearing jeans with the, with the hole everywhere, right? But look at this now, nobody. It's gone, isn't it? So we need to understand the trend, isn't it? Also unpredictability. Business is not predictable. We never know what will happen tomorrow. How many of you can predict or could predict that, is that minyak goreng, or that is very, very difficult to get here in Indonesia right now, right? Minyak goreng, correct? So how many of you have predict that you are going to have a difficulty to get that cooking oil? Can you predict that? If you could predict that, you can buy it before and then you can sell it right now, isn't it? You become rich right now. Don't you think? But we can't. How many of you could predict COVID-19 strike Indonesia or all over the world? If I knew that I will buy masks and I will sell it later on, I will be rich by now, isn't it? So that's entrepreneur. It's unpredictable, but we need to be ready. Right? And then hostility, the weaknesses of our business. Why we need to understand? Because every day, everyone, that we will have a new competitors to the market. Don't you think? I don't know here in Indonesia, but in United States, at least in my city, San Antonio, every day there is always new businesses register, and that new businesses number about 63,000 new businesses every single day. Think about it. 63,000 new businesses a day times 7. It's about 500,000 new business competitors, not to mention the all competitors. Does it make sense to you now? Right? And finally, the industry that you are going to involve, they are very different. They will change accordingly, isn't it? Now, previously, a friend of mine in Kalimantan, he has a very huge palm oils, what they call it, farming or something like that. He's very rich on it. And then President Jokowi said, hey, you could not send that palm oil to everywhere again because we are short of cooking oil. Then his business is. And what did he say to me? Would you like to buy land? I said, no, thank you very much. Does it make sense? We never know. Industry is very volatile. And finally, guys, I just would like to wrap up with these particular figures. And if you look at these figures, actually, every single column that you can see here have been explained to you in the last 1 or 2 hours. Okay. So that's all I have, everyone. Do you have any questions? No? Yes? Online student, do you have any question? Yes or no? Feel free.
No, sir.
No? Oh gosh, you are so awesome. Anyone here? If not, then thank you very much, guys. Then before I close my my presentation, I just would like to say good luck for your study. And if you need anything from me, your professor has my email. Send my email. You can send
Sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Sure.
In your town, San Antonio, what is the exact characteristic of each entrepreneur what kind of industry that they run, and how exactly that they trying to solve a problem in a community. Thank you.
Good. That's a very nice question. San Antonio is a very vibrant city, okay? We are the 7th largest city in the United States, and we are located about 2 hours from Mexican border. So our population are very diverse. I think it's about 60% white, and then 20% black, 25% Hispanic or Mexican, about 5% black, and then the rest are Asian and somebody else, okay? So they're very vibrant. So of course, because of that population diversity, so the business in San Antonio also quite diverse, specifically tourism, food or F&B, as well as services. San Antonio is very popular with services. Some of the bank headquarters are located in San Antonio, telecommunication, and so on and so forth. Because I guess the location is not too far from Mexico as well. So with that in mind, there are so many different strategies that you can find and you can see in San Antonio. And you will see that people speak different languages, that somebody that speaks Spanish, somebody speak English, Asian language, and so on and so forth. And because of that, then the business tactic is very varies. It's very different, it's very unique. Now, in regard to regulation, our government in San Antonio is very, very friendly to the businesses. So they don't have any high regulated regulation for any businesses. In other words, you can open the business very easily. As long as you have enough capital and register that your business and you follow all the regulation, the next day you can open the business. So that's very easy. Is that answering your question?
100%, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Any other questions? Oh, sorry. From your point of view, should we focus more on what product brings, or should we adapt on what the people want? That's a very good question. Well, that is $1 million questions, Kenneth. So, first of all, I believe that what you need to understand here is your market. Okay? First of all, is your market. Look at your market, and then you adapt it from your market. Let me give you some example. Apple. How many of you use Apple here? iPhone? Okay. Now, for those who are using iPhone, you know that every 2 years that you will have a new iPhone introduced to the market, correct? Why? Simply because they know they are adapting it to their market. Apple tried to get new market from Android, but it's not easy, simply because Samsung is very strong, and some Chinese company like Huawei and this kind of stuff, they're also strong. But in the United States, Huawei and all Chinese brands are banned, okay? So Samsung are very strong, and LG, that kind of stuff. It's very difficult for Apple to get a new market. But they know at the same time, if they don't take care of their own market, Samsung will steal it. Because Samsung has a very good technology, isn't it? So what happened is they adapted every couple of years by introducing a modified model in order to provide some kind of a protection for their market. So they adapted rather than introducing a totally new market. But at the same time, if you look at Tesla, a car, electric car, do we have Tesla here in Indonesia? Not yet, but probably it's coming, right? So Tesla is the electric car, okay? It's a very expensive car, but it's a very, very popular in the United States. Now, Tesla has positioned themselves as the high-end electric car, like Apple. So they produce a totally new, they brought that SUV type of car with electric car. This is totally new because they do have a different technology, specifically for batteries. I think they are going to create or to build a battery manufacturer here in Indonesia, right? I think that's what he said. So depend on the market, yeah. It's depend on the market. So that's my answer. Does it answering your question? Okay. Anyway, so I think is that all? Yeah. Okay, that pengisian. Oh, so there's no question. All right. Any other question here? No? Okay. So now, if not, thank you very much, guys. And I hope that my speech will give you some additional knowledge. And I truly hope that one day when I return to Indonesia, I will see you faces on time 500 or 500. Okay. Thanks again, everyone. Well done.
Okay, thank you to Prof. Halimin, and thank you for everyone. In the chat box, there is attendance ticket. Please, you could submit your attendance until 11:30. Okay. Is there any something that you want to? Okay. If there is nothing to announce, I will close the class and thank you for everyone. Don't forget to submit your attendance, and we are going to see in the next session in our class. Okay. Thank you for everyone.